Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to another brand new video. I hope you guys are all doing well. So in this video, I want to give you guys a little update on what is exactly happening right now for Terra LUNC Classic. I haven't talked about Terra LUNC Classic for the past, I want to say 2 days now. So, it's been a while since I gave you guys an update on Terra LUNC Classic. Usually I would in fact do this daily, but I'm going to be 100% honest with you guys, okay? The reason why, I haven't talked about Terra LUNC Classic for the past, 2 days is because, as you guys can clearly see, Terra LUNC Classic, okay, hasn't really been doing anything too interesting at all. You know what I mean? It's still at the 28 range. You know what I mean? Ever since we had this massive pump, okay, for Terra LUNC Classic, right? And the reason why we had that pump was because Binance, okay, themselves, they did in fact announce that they were in fact now going to be supporting the Terra LUNC Classic burns. You know what I mean? So now we all know that Binance is officially, supporting the burns for Terra LUNC Classic, which is obviously a great sign. And obviously this absolutely pumped up Terra LUNC Classic, absolutely pumped up. It pumped up over 60% in like a matter of like 2 to 3 hours, which is absolutely crazy. And after that pump, guys, after this pump, you guys can clearly see that we did in fact have a drop. My guess it's because people took profits, okay, have a little sell-off right there, guys. So that's exactly why Terra LUNC Classic did in fact have a little dip. And then right now, guys, Terra LUNC Classic is sort of consolidating between 27 to the 28 range for the past 48 hours. You know what I mean? Like literally nothing has been happening for Terra LUNC Classic for the past few days. It really hasn't, ever since this pump happened, right? And Terra LUNC Classic today, guys, okay, still holding up pretty well, okay? It is up over 3% today, okay? So Terra LUNC Classic is still holding up pretty well. We haven't seen a massive pump or a dump yet, right? And you guys can clearly see, okay, this is actually a better chart to show you guys, right? You guys can clearly see that ever since we had that pump up, right, once Binance announced that they were in fact supporting, the Terra LUNC Classic burns, it absolutely pumped up, right? We were in fact at the 18 range, and then we went all the way up to the 32 range. And then now, okay, we did in fact have a little dip, and now it's pretty much consolidating. You guys can clearly see that, right, for the past few days. So yes, Terra LUNC Classic hasn't really been doing anything too interesting at all. But let's just put it this way, guys, right? We were in fact at the 28 range around here, and we know that Terra LUNC Classic has obviously been dipping. You guys can clearly see that, right? It's been literally dipping slowly for the past few days. It's been dipping. You guys can clearly see that, right? So I'm glad that we had this pump up, you know what I mean? And I told you guys to buy them when Terra LUNC Classic was in fact at the 20 range, the 18 range, right around here, right? I told you guys to literally buy, because it was absolutely dipping. If I zoom out a little bit, you guys can clearly see Terra LUNC Classic, right, from its previous all-time high during the cycle was right around here. It was almost at the 60 range, right, to be specific. Was in fact at the 58, okay? And then obviously it absolutely dropped, right? I had this downtrend, right, and then a little breakout, and then it just kept going down. You guys can clearly see that, so, right? So I told you guys to buy some right around here, and if you guys listen to me, then right now obviously you would in fact be in profit, right? If you guys bought more and whatnot, you will still be in profit right now. You know what I mean? So we're going to see what happens with Terra LUNC Classic in the next few hours, and of course few days. I will obviously keep you guys updated. Sorry, I haven't really been talking about Terra LUNC Classic for the past 2 days, like I said, right? I've just been really talking about like Bitcoin and Ethereum, right? And you guys have to understand, you know what I mean? Like I'm not a Terra LUNC Classic maximist, you know what I mean? I also talk about other cryptocurrencies, right? Obviously I'll talk about the crypto market, give you guys the daily crypto market update, right? What I always do pretty much on a daily basis, right? But yeah, Terra LUNC Classic, you know what I mean? Like I said, I'm not going all in on Terra LUNC Classic. This is not a cryptocurrency that I would go all in on, you know what I mean? Because there is obviously a huge risk, and it's obviously a complete gamble at this point, right? But that's just in general, you know what I mean? I'm pretty sure we all know that, if you want to invest into Terra LUNC Classic, it's really, really, really high risk, okay? Please understand this, guys. This is why I always tell you guys to invest money that you are, in fact, comfortable losing, right? And of course, I'm not hating on Terra LUNC Classic, like legit, guys. Terra LUNC Classic right now, even though, yes, it's boring right now, I'm telling you guys right now, the future is really bright for Terra LUNC Classic. We will, in fact, see okay, Terra Classic reach 1 cent in the next few months. Mark my words on that. In less than 1 year time, I really do see Terra Classic reaching at least 1 cent. Okay, and it's going to reach a few cents, and of course, okay, that $1 price target that everyone wants to see Terra Classic hit and reach, right? It's going to happen, guys. We will in fact see Terra Classic reach $1. Okay, one day. This is not going to happen overnight, of course. This is probably going to happen in the next few years, right? For Terra Classic to reach $1, right? It's going to take some time. It's not going to happen overnight, right? And I want to give you guys, of course, a little update on the tax burns, how much Terra Classic, tokens we have burned just by the tax, okay? Just by, the tax burns. So right now it's currently at 2.5 billion Terra Classic tokens, okay? So far, guys, we have almost, burnt and destroyed almost 2.6 billion Terra Classic tokens just by the burns from the tax, from the tax burns, right? Which is absolutely crazy. Okay, this tax burn, okay, did in fact go live. I think it's been almost 2 weeks now. Okay, so we are still in its early stages, and we have already burnt over 2 billion, guys, almost 3 billion Terra Classic tokens. And every single day, guys, okay, every single day we are burning millions and billions of Terra Classic tokens. Okay, we are destroying them, which is obviously a great sign, right? We want the supply for Terra Classic to drop. You know what I mean? Because we know that the max supply right now for Terra Classic is currently at 6.9 trillion, right? Almost 7 trillion. So obviously we need to make the supply drop, right, for Terra Classic if you want to see, price targets of, a few cents and of course $1. You know what I mean? We need the supply to go lower for that to happen, for Terra Classic to reach $1. You know what I mean? Like, we will have to burn literally billions and trillions, guys, right? So like I said, this is obviously, going to take time, but the future is really, really, really bright for Terra Classic. Okay, it really is, guys, right? What I mean by the future, I'm talking about, 5, maybe 8 to 10 years from now. Okay, Terra Classic is looking really, really, really bright. Okay, it really is. We are still in its early stages. You know what I mean? Especially, with the burns, okay, the tax burns and whatnot, we are still in its early stage, guys. So yes, I still believe in Terra Classic. There's huge potential for this cryptocurrency to absolutely pump up. Okay, the future is really, really, really bright for a Terra Classic, in the future, in the next, 5 to 10 years, I want to say, right? So that being said, guys, that is in fact the update for Terra Classic today. Like I said, Terra Classic, as you guys can clearly see, hasn't really been doing anything too interesting or, exciting at all. We haven't seen a massive dump or a pump yet, right? But I reckon we will in fact see one really, really, really soon, because right now, yeah, you guys can clearly see that it is in fact consolidating right now. It's sort of like going up and down, right? You guys can clearly see that. So I reckon in maybe the next few hours, few days, in less than a week time, we will in fact see Terra Classic either, have a drop or pump up. So of course I will in fact keep you guys updated on what's going to happen with Terra Classic. But there are some, exciting news that I want to talk about as well for the future for Terra Classic. So stay tuned for that. But yes, guys, Terra Classic today is looking mighty fine, right? It's still holding up pretty well, okay? So it's still at the 28 range. So we're going to see what happens in the next few days. What's going to happen with Terra Classic. Potentially, right, I see it maybe pumping up, right? Maybe a 10% pump, 20% pump, maybe even more than that, right? Who knows? We might actually see another 50 to 60% pump, right? So we'll see, guys. I will in fact keep you guys updated. So that being said, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and end this video here. I hope you guys all enjoyed it. Please give this video a huge thumbs up, and of course subscribe to the channel if you guys have not yet already. Let's get to 2,000 subscribers. We are literally like 5 subscribers away from hitting 2K. So I appreciate all the support so far, guys. It's been absolutely crazy. But let's get to 2,000 subscribers, guys. I really would appreciate that, and I'll catch you guys all in the next video. Have a blessed day, guys.